Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. Just being honest with you, I've been a little hesitant about making this video, but I feel like it needs to be made. And I know that the evil one works in fear, and so I'm not going to let fear keep me from speaking out. Okay? So thank you for your time, and I'm just going to ask that you watch the entire video. I'll try to keep it short. Unless you've not been on social media and your TV's been turned off, your computer's been turned off, you have seen an enormous amount of violent videos recently, violent videos of black on white crime. You've seen young white girls being knocked off their bikes and men come to defend them, or one man come to defend them, and 16, 17, 18, I don't know, young black men coming up and beating that man senseless. You've seen young white men walking down the street and being sucker punched by black men. You've seen older white men inside of the mall shopping and having young black men come up and beat them down from behind. And it's created this sense of anger and rage and a cry for justice in a lot of my white brothers and sisters. It's just the other day, my son was driving home from working out, to be honest, and this young black man pulls up next to him and holds his hand like this, sticks it out and pulls the trigger, aiming at my son, and so there's this concern, right? He's my son, and I'm looking at the media and all the violence that's going on of black on white crime that's being reported, and I listen and I see and I read the comments, and so many of you are angry and crying out for justice and using names like those animals and those thugs, and beginning to have a sense of fear for your property, especially for your family, that someone may come up and sucker punch your family or hurt your wife or your son or daughter, and not just a finger gun, but a real gun or a sucker punch from behind. And so trust issues are going on, and so you're taking precautions. Some of you are open carrying, some of you are concealed carrying, and just wanting to protect yourself. Now, that's my white brothers. Now, my black brothers and sisters, they've been dealing with this for a long time. My sister Tammy, white, my friend Willie B, black, in high school, my junior year, my sister's, I guess it was her freshman year, was cheering for local high school there in Mississippi. During halftime, Willie B and Tammy were sitting down and talking, and his friends just cutting up with each other and kind of pushing each other around. And well, the next day, Willie B and my sister got called into the principal's office. The principal called my sister white trash, a few other choice names, threatened to kick her out of school if she ever spent time with a black man like that again. She couldn't do it. It wasn't acceptable. And he looked at Willie and he used the N word. And he said, blank, if you ever interact or talk with a white woman again, you're going to find yourself swinging from a tree. Now, granted, that was 1986. He was in Mississippi a long time ago. But brothers and sisters, that happened. A principal in a high school did that. And then now fast forward to 1987, my friend that I dialogued with on Facebook the other night, Brian Thompson, he's an attorney in California. He's a black man. And in high school, he was thrown up against the lockers by teachers, accused of stealing something that he didn't. He has been racially profiled and pulled over. It's been pushed around by police officers, all because he was black. Now, you and I know that there are good cops, there are bad cops. There are good white people, there are bad black white people. There are bad black people, there are good black people. There are good people and bad people in all races, the human race of all skin tones. We know that. But not only did it happen to Willie, did it happen to Brian. There's towns all over this country: Bakersfield, California; Taft, California; Vidor, Texas, just to name a few, that have signs up warning black people not to let the sun go down on them in that town. In Jasper, Texas, in 1998, James Byrd was tied up behind a truck and drugged down the road on asphalt, and it killed him for 3 miles. Now, those men that did it were found guilty. They were white men, and they were punished. You think about Floyd recently. You think about other black men and women who have been harmed or killed recently by law enforcement. You think back to the history of lynchings and the continued systematic racism that goes on in this country. It happens. Like it or not, it takes place. And just a year ago, it was Botham Jean who was shot and killed in his own home. And a black man shot by a white woman, white police officer who went into the wrong house, went into his house and shot him in his own house. And regardless of whether she thought she was in the wrong or right house and he was a burglar or not, he was in his own home. And because he was black and she was white and a police officer, it added fuel to the injustices that go on. And it feeds this sense of fear. So my white brothers and sisters out there, that sense of anger, that sense of fear, that sense of crying out for justice and wanting people to pay for what they've done is exactly how our black brothers and sisters have felt for generations. We've got to come together, red and yellow, black and white, God's people. We are all created in his image. Those that are doing the violence and those that are being hurt, we are all created in God's image. We all have choices in how we're going to live and how we're going to love and how we're going to care for one another. Somewhere along the line, the tit for tat has got to stop. And tit for tat is defined as this: infliction of an injury in return for one that one has suffered. Quit trying to keep score. Acknowledge that this is going on. Take that feeling that you're getting in your gut, my white brothers and sisters, of what's going on, and realize that's how our black brothers and sisters have been feeling for a long, long time, for too long. Let's come together and let's show the world that through Jesus Christ, all things are possible. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. Have a great day.